Hey, what's going on, my friend? I am here today joined with one of our in-demand coach students. Her name is Chasity Tyler, and Chasity has had some, but what a lot of people would consider some success in her business. And I wanted to bring her on here to be able to share some of her story, some of the things that she's overcome in her journey so far, and some of the gold nuggets that she's learned and applied into her business to see success. And so, without further ado, Chastity, why don't you start with telling us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so my name's Chasity. I am a fitness coach. I work with women to help them lose fat and get stronger through macro tracking and just ditching the diets and enjoying the process. So yeah, that's what I do.
Awesome. So let me ask you, what were some of the frustrations and problems that you experienced before joining the In-Demand Coach?
Uh, a lot. Specifically, like wondering aimlessly, like I knew who I wanted to help and that I wanted to do online coaching, but I didn't know like how to put my message out there in a way that would attract the people that I want to attract, my target audience. And so I would kind of throw spaghetti at a wall and make some posts sometimes, and then other times just not post anything at all because I felt like I didn't really have any clear direction.
Got you. So more so like you're just like posting what you thought would be helpful and stuff like that online.
Yeah, I would just post random posts that I thought maybe might be helpful and focusing on like trying to coach people, but not necessarily how to attract the right people to actually get them to sign up for my program.
Got you. Okay. And since joining, like, what are some of the results that you've seen in your business?
So since joining, I actually was able to get into a posting schedule and actually post things that were attracting the right client. And so I brought on several new clients and have maintained at least 4K a month, but my top months have been around 9K. And actually, over the last 3 months, I was traveling a lot and wasn't really able to focus on business growth much, but I still was able to maintain keeping 4K, coming in without doing anything to bring in income. So that was really an awesome experience to be able to travel and see family and focus on other things that I needed to, but maintaining what I needed to support my family.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's always a good feeling too. I mean, that's kind of like that's the whole thing like about business, right? A lot of people, myself included, I've been very guilty of this in the past, is we build like our businesses around or sorry, we build our life around our businesses, right? When in reality it's should be the opposite. It's like build our businesses around our life. So like we're able to travel, able to do stuff and not be like always glued to the laptop or to content or to all the stuff, you know? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Um, Out of curiosity, like I know there's a lot of programs out there. Like what made you decide to join In Demand Coach?
Well, you reached out to me. I met you from another coaching program years ago, and I didn't even realize you were doing coaching at this point for coaches. But when you reached out, I actually was kind of at a breaking point. I was like, do I keep doing this, or do I just go get a job so I can support my family? Because I hadn't been able to create a stable income with my coaching business in the 3 years that I had been doing it. So when you reached out, it just seemed like an answered prayer. Like we just talked, and there was no pressure for me to sign up. There was no pressure for me to do anything. You just offered to help. And it seemed just like you were so genuine and actually believed that you could help me. And I believed it and just decided to go for it. And it has been completely life changing.
That's awesome. Yeah. And it's funny, right? Like, and this is true for all of us, you know, and this is why I'm a big believer in like connecting with people and like and just offering like seeing how you can help people because there's always somebody on the other side that like whether you're helping somebody with weight loss or you're helping somebody with life coaching or whatever it may be, that they might need help. They might be like, I don't know what to do, you know? And um, there's a lot of importance in just being able to stay consistent in doing that. Um, what was the first problem that you feel like you solved in the in-demand coach when you joined?
I feel like when I joined, I was really lost, like not knowing what direction to go in general. So I feel like the first problem that was solved was just having clarity in the direction and just also the belief that there was a system that could work because I felt like up until that point, I just was spinning in circles, like trying to find something that would work and didn't really have any clarity on systems. I had talked to other coaches before to try to solve my business problems, and it just seemed like it was a lot of like cold DMing people, just talk to more people, just talk to more people. And there was never really like any clarity or reason behind it. And so I feel like your coaching program really just gave clarity to like what the vision is, what the direction to go in, and how to attract the right people rather than chasing people.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And it unfortunately, like, it's easy to teach somebody to go knock on doors, right? And that's kind of what cold DMing is. It's like virtual knock on doors.
Yeah.
And I would even say like it worked pretty well early on in like 2017, 2018, because there wasn't a ton of people like there is now doing this. But yeah, that's just a lot of chasing and that's a lot of work. I don't, I never have once cold DM'd, like ever.
Yeah.
Never once cold DM'd, and I'm super proud of that. So yeah, but it is a little bit tougher for people to learn the skills, and I think a lot of people, uh, you'll even see this in like weight loss, right? People are always looking for the shortcuts. They're always looking for like, how do I just like wake up fit? And it's like, well, no, you got to actually go work out, right? You got to actually like learn to eat healthy and learn and develop habits, right? And in business, it's a lot about like skills. You got to learn how to communicate your message to your audience, right? You've got to learn the skills of marketing and sales and stuff like that. With that said, like I would love to know, like, what was the biggest gold nugget or nuggets that you found in the program that you could share with somebody that perhaps is in the same or similar position as you that's watching this right now?
I would say the biggest thing that I have taken from the program is the mindset work to go along with the business skills. I had been in
Mm,
the coaching program before and I was struggling to even show up to do the skills because of not believing in myself and having what I've come to know as illusions popping up. And so having the resources to do the deep mindset work to be able to continue showing up and realizing that it's normal to have mindset struggles, and it's a very common thing that people go through, but I felt like I was alone in that, and maybe I wasn't cut out for business and being an entrepreneur, which not everybody is, but I felt like I was one of those people, and like I should just give up on my dreams of helping people. So having somebody, you, to come alongside and say these things are very normal and it is okay to struggle with these things, and this is what we can do about it to work through it and process it to keep showing up, that has been just huge for me. So the mindset work definitely has been the biggest help for me.
that's awesome. Yeah, and it's so true, right? Like, and there's a quote that I love and I use a lot from Tony Robbins, the world's number one high performance coach, where he says, success is 80% psychology and 20% strategy. And I think that's true in whatever we're trying to accomplish, whether it's like growing our business or getting in shape. It's a lot like the strategy is the easy part. It really is. Like anybody can learn strategy, anybody can
Mhm.
really learn skills, but it's like the mental game, right? The psychology that
Yeah,
kind of eludes a lot of people, and a lot of people don't take seriously you know
yeah, absolutely.
is there anything else that you feel like was like the mindset stuff is huge, and I for sure agree, that. Is there anything else that you feel like, okay, was a big gold nugget, thus far in your journey that you feel would be helpful for somebody else?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot, so it's hard to like pinpoint a couple things, but one specifically, like I said earlier, was just having the system to actually attract the right people and to um, even have a sequence to post that brings the people in that you are looking to engage with to start the conversations. That was really helpful for me. And then beyond that, just like I said, the mindset part was huge for me. So that it's hard for me not to go back to that. But the mindset to be able to even show up and post, like my biggest struggle has been showing up consistently because of that, the mindset work. But then having the systems and clarity to know what to do when I am in the right headspace, that has been a game changer. So, having your post sequence and knowing how to talk to people, developing those skills, and just having complete clarity in that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, I was gonna say something on that, but and then I literally just forgot. But yeah, like though the consistency and the focus thing, that's very under talked about. Like everybody's looking for the latest like Facebook or Instagram DM hack, right? Or and there's merit to some of that, right? Obviously, tactics and things like that are important, like to a degree. But I love what you said because it's very under like I think a lot of people try to shy away from the fact that like they struggle with focus and distraction and consistency. And a lot of people, and myself included, I'll throw myself under the bus. I've definitely fallen into this trap of like kind of getting addicted to cheap dopamine, right? So where it's
Mhm.
like we're on our phones, we're scrolling social media, we're looking at our engagement on social media, we're doing all this stuff and then we're like, dang, at the end of the day, we're like, we didn't really do what we said we were gonna do, like the kind of boring work that actually grows our business.
Yeah, that has actually been, now that you mentioned that, that's one of the most helpful things I think I've learned is to stop getting distracted with other things, social media, and even looking for different things to learn and different things to do, different answers instead of just sticking with the basics, because they
Hmm.
are basic principles. So, like you've mentioned a lot of times that we like just we'll look for something else because surely that couldn't be the answer, right? Like just posting these things and just starting conversations. So we start to I have been very guilty of like trying to fix my program or trying to learn a new skill
Hmm.
instead of just going to the basics and like you teach us to just apply more intensity to what's already working. Because even when it was working in the beginning, I found myself like, okay, I need to do something new. I need to do something different. I need to grow to the next level. So instead of just continuing to do what I was doing, I would start to like lose focus and try to do something. Let me go fix this over here instead. So you just redirecting me to even see that what I was doing was working and that I didn't need to go do something else. I didn't need to find another answer to this perceived problem that we make up. So that has been huge for me. And
Hmm.
then, like I said, like the even the recognizing the social media part, like not wasting time scrolling and not filling those voids, getting distracted when something gets hard or just doesn't seem to make sense immediately, turning to something else. That has been huge and eye-opening for me as well. Just learning to stay focused on the simple things.
Yeah, I love it. And to your point, like it is normal for us to want to seek new things, and
Mhm.
that's where the power of like skill comes in. And I think a lot of us that are in the health and fitness industry, it's like we preach this to our clients, like no, like just stay focused on developing habits, and it's like boring. Like everybody's like, well, no. Um, when in reality it's the same, right? For business it's like there you can't, and I love going deeper in skills and like like there's so much stuff that we can learn when it comes to like our coaching. Like we can go deeper into psychology or neurolinguistic programming right, but it's like that's not doing anything new, that's just going deeper in the thing that we're already doing. Or a lot of like what we teach, you can go deeper in copywriting, you can go deeper in communication you know and in fact, if we had to break, getting to your first $30,000 in sales in like a online health, fitness, or any kind of coaching business that's medium to high ticket, it's really like what it's like dialing in your avatar and aligning your offer and your message to that avatar, and then learning how to communicate that via your content, optimizing your tribe funnel, right? Getting your profile set up and learning how to get your content flow in place and how to start converting through the DMs and all that stuff. And then it's simply starting to offload tasks that are time consuming to a virtual assistant. And like if you just do that, like those things, obviously there's obviously more to it, as you know, like but like from a high level, like that's all you need to do and just go deeper in those things and really learn your market, learn the skills. And that's really what gets people to that 20, 30K per month mark. problem is like it's so easy for us to go all over the place, and then we get distracted, and then we end up like feeling burned out and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I'm curious. You may have mentioned this already, but I'm not sure if it was 100% answered. You said something about like it changed your life. Like, how exactly has your life changed since joining In Demand Coach?
Well, when I started with you in the in-demand coach program, like I mentioned earlier, I was at a breaking point. I was trying to decide whether I was going to try to get a job, but any job that I could do wouldn't pay enough to make it make sense for me to put my son in childcare and be breaking even. So
Hmm.
I really was at a loss. I didn't know what to do because I had been trying to make my business work for 3 years, and I was averaging 1 to 2K a month, which just wasn't enough to put my son in childcare and to, make sense to go get a job. So I really was trying to
Hmm.
decide what to do. I was in a pretty low place. I was pretty lost and just trying to decide what direction to go in general. So since then, since joining the program, I've been able to create stability in the aspect of like being able to work from home with my son and take care of him while being able to make a stable income and help the people that I want to help. So I've been able to actually be the breadwinner in my family, which has been just really eye-opening to like what's possible already, even knowing that I'm just barely scratching the surface and that there's much more for me, but still already reaching that point where I'm like, wow, I can actually do this. I can work from home with my son or afford to put him in childcare at some point so that I don't have to do everything and have the world on my shoulders. But just being able to have that stability for my family to help provide and be able to make more income than I would be able to make in any other job that I would be able to step into. That has been just completely life changing. And like I said, I'm excited because I truly know that I'm still just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. Like, and I'll always try to hold you to a higher standard. Like, like you're good at what you do, and like just observing your social media, like people, like when you make a post, like there's people that watch. So it's like as you grow, continue to grow your audience, continue to post content. Like yeah, the revenue's like cool and all, right? But like 15, $20,000 months is like for sure like in your grasp right now. But like just the impact like that you can make, because like I think anybody watching this video, I would hope is a pretty good coach. I think I don't attract people that are just in it for the money. Most people are like, yeah, we want the money, of course, because we're human and we want to live
Yeah.
a good life and take care of our families. But it's the impact, yeah. So you are for sure scratching the surface. Um, like something, just like a question I'm curious on, like, because I talk with a lot of people, just like I'm sure you talk with a lot of people that might be interested. And if you're you watching this at home right now, you probably talk to a lot of people. Like, and there's a lot of people that don't take action. And as coaches, we know we can help somebody, but like they just don't take action. So I'm curious, like, where do you think you would be right now if you didn't take action and join the In Demand Coach?
That's a scary thought, honestly. I I think that at this point I would have tried to find a job. Hopefully I would have found one, but I would be working, 40 plus hours a week and burning myself out working just to make ends meet. Probably not making more than 3K a month at a job that I'm working way too hard at. And you know, I don't even know how I would have achieved that while putting my son in childcare because I would have to also pay for childcare to be able to even get a job. So to be honest, it's a really scary thought that if I didn't take the risk and sign up, I don't know what I would be doing right now. And I don't know how I would be able to provide for my family and take care of my son.
Yeah, I love that. It is a scary thought. Like it is,
It
like,
really is.
yeah, just thinking like, man, I got to get a job again. No, like, yeah,
Yeah.
that is a nightmare for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you took the leap. Uh, with that said, like, if there's anyone watching right now that's on the fence, that's like, curious and interested, and they're on the fence about joining In Demand Coach, like, what would you say to them?
I would say just to talk to Jason. Just talk to Jason and let him just tell you how he can help you, because when I said yes to having a call with Jason, we'd agreed to having a 10-minute call, and I was just like, let me just see what he has to say. And it just the genuine heart for your business and wanting to help people, it just came through, and I 100% believed that you could help me, and so that caused me to take action and decide to sign up. And it was very scary. Like at the time, I didn't have money to invest in a program. I had to put it on a credit card. I had no intentions of signing up for a program at that point because I really didn't think that it was possible. So I just talked to you and just heard what you had to say and how you could help me. And so I would just say, just have the conversation. And from that, um, just be open to learning how it's possible and seeing that it is possible for you. And just, I would want to say that if it's possible for me and that I can get to this point where I'm sitting here talking to you, then it's possible for anyone. Because I'm working from home with my son, and I really was at the point where I was trying to decide whether or not to quit my business and give up on my dreams. So I can tell you with 100% certainty that if I can do it and overcome what I have, you can absolutely do it too, if you're willing to put in the work and trust the process.
That's great advice for sure. Yeah, and I could say the same thing. If I could do it, anybody could do it. Like, so I love that. Um, I was gonna say something on there. A powerful lesson in that is, and I'm sure most that are like, if you're watching this right now, you could probably agree with this, but it's easy to get into the DMs and it's like we all want to make sales in our business. Let's just face the facts. But I really believe intention is everything. And it's like, I want to make sales. I do. So when I want to call it somebody, like I do intend to, like, if I can help them, I do want to sign them up. Right. So but it's like coming from a place of like service. And I know that's how you are too, Chastity. And um, I think that's a lesson in itself is like when you and I was talking with a another in demand coach student who Patty, and she just hit a record 12K and she's continuing to grow, and she's just like, yeah, I'm not even really concerned about the money. Like she's
Yeah.
like, I'm good, I just want to help people at this point. And the
Yeah.
more she just does that, the more money she makes, ironically, right? So I think a
Mhm.
lot of it is the intention that we have when we're talking to people. um like
Absolutely.
people feel that, and that's cool. So awesome. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to add before we hop off?
I just want to say thank you to you, Jason. Thank you for reaching out to me in the first place and just believing in me. When I did start with you, almost a year ago, actually, I was in a place where I didn't really believe in myself anymore. I wasn't sure that it was possible. I really was trying to figure out what direction to go in my life, whether I could still continue being a coach or whether I needed to try to find something else. And you just, when I talked to you, I could just feel how genuine you were and that your intention was to serve and help. And so I just appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you've taught me so far and the journey that we've been on together so far. And I just appreciate that you approach this to be in service, not just to make money. And I've always felt that way, and I just appreciate that about you. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. My pleasure. Well, thank you for coming on, and I'm stoked to be able to see how far you could take things. I know this is like just the beginning, so perhaps we'll have to do another chat so you could share some more of your gold nuggets and in your journey in a few months. So,
Absolutely.
all right. Well, for those of you watching right now, if you're interested in learning more about the in-demand coach and if you would be a good fit on your journey to be able to build a consistent lifestyle business where you're generating um, anywhere between $20,000 to $50,000 a month, or maybe more, whatever your goals are. If you're looking for that consistency and that predictability, and you want to learn more, if this would be a good fit for you, I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to have that conversation. I'm not sure where you're watching this, but there'll likely be a call to action somewhere for you to like click a button or book a call or something. So wherever it is, or you can find me on Facebook and just DM me if you're interested and let me know. And I'd love to chat with you. So always remember this: your message matters now more than it ever has before. there's people literally out there suffering right now, and your message could help them. So don't be afraid to speak it. Be seen, be heard, and be impactful.